Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of a predictions video on the channel, and I'm Keegan Schneider. I think by the time this one uploads, it should honestly end up uploading before the actual preseason predictions video, so I'm sorry for that. For whatever reason, it's not uploading to YouTube. I get all the way completed to 100%, it's happened twice now, and it does not upload to YouTube for whatever reason, which sucks because I worked really hard on that. It took me a couple days to get everything ready to go. But regardless of the fact, this video should be well in time for the Busch Clash. Of course, of me recording this video, I just got the results of the actual random draw qualifying that they did, that they always do really for the Busch Clash. They had a little, not a live stream of it, but they had a Zoom call where the crew chiefs basically picked a Busch beer bottle that they wanted, whatever, letter they ended up picking, and that is where they start for tomorrow's race. There's 21 drivers, so 21 crew chiefs were able to pick where their driver starts for Tuesday night's Busch Clash. I'm going to take you through my predictions of who I think is going to win, who's going to run well, and who might not run well throughout the course of the race. So if you're a betting man, definitely pay attention to what I have to offer as far as my predictions and analysis, almost like fantasy analysis. We're not there yet, but analysis on what I think the top contenders will be for tomorrow's race. So hit that subscribe button, hit the like button down below, and we'll hop right on into the video. So starting off, Ryan Blaney scores the pole. My man, Ryan Blaney on the pole. Todd Gordon, I know it was luck, but he pulled out the right number. So Blaney's going to be starting P1. Outside pole is going to be Alex Bowman. I think those two are actually drivers to look out for in the race. Bowman's really been showing himself as a good road course racer, especially last season, and especially at the Charlotte Roval the last couple years. But I think those Hendrick cars in general are going to be ones to look out for. Obviously, Chase Elliott's a road course king. William Byron's even shown his own. He's won a few stages on road courses in his NASCAR career as well. Younger NASCAR career, might I add. So between that, I think Chevys will be faster this year, and we'll see how they go coming out of the gate. All three of those guys start in the top 7. Blaney's been really good on the road courses, has a win on a road course at the Charlotte Roval in 2018, and starting up front on the pole, I think he'll do really good. The last race that they had on a road course at the Charlotte Roval last year, Blaney ran really, really well. And I think that's a good opportunity to see if he can end up finding his way to victory lane. I don't think that's going to happen, but he is at very, very good odds. I think he's 14-1, so those are pretty good odds for the pole sitter. So definitely hop on that if you are looking into betting. Of course, bet smart. Don't go betting. Don't get addicted to it. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, so those guys, you look at Denny Hamlin. Hamlin starts third. I think he's got a good chance to contend. Remember, this is only a 35-lap race. 2 segments. You got a 15-lap first segment, and then they'll probably pit. And because although the racetrack's near 4 miles in length, they're not going to have to pit again in that 20-lap segment at the end, unless they only count green flag laps. I don't know what the rules are exactly for it. I don't know if there's a mandatory pit stop either that they have to make, whether it's during green flag run or whatever it may be. I haven't heard anything about it, so I don't think that's going to be the case. All I know is that there are 2 segments, 15 laps, and then a 20-lap segment to end the race. So a lot of the guys that you see qualifying up at the front are not only good road course racers, but obviously track position is going to matter in this short of a race. And, really, you have to go down to probably Tyler Reddick in 6th before you actually find a guy that you could probably say isn't going to run too well. RCR has not run well, particularly on the road courses, particularly Austin Dillon. He's not finished in the top 15 on a road course in his Cup Series career. It's only a field of 21 drivers, so maybe he could do that, but he's starting at the rear 19th as well, as you see on the right hand of the portion of the screen here on the starting lineup posted right there as I'm talking. So I don't think Austin Dillon's going to do too well. I don't think Tyler Reddick's going to do that well. Custer, I'm kind of iffy on. Jones, kind of iffy on. They have good qualifying spot, but I don't really know much about Custer being a good road course racer. And I don't remember Eric Jones being that great of a road course racer either. Joey Logano, he's middle of the road. He may get a top 10 because there is only 21 cars in the field. Matt DiBenedetto is someone to look out for. I saw he was 18-1 odds. I think that's actually pretty good. William Byron's also 18-1 odds. I would hop on that with him starting 5th. But anyway, Matt DiBenedetto, he's starting 12th. He's been running really well. He's starting just outside the top 10. But you look at guys like Newman, probably Jones, Custer, Reddick that I think he can get ahead of. Especially in that first segment, that first 15-lap segment. I think you could see Matt DiBenedetto running about 5th or 6th by the end of segment 1. I would not be surprised if that was the case. So keep an eye on Matt DiBenedetto tomorrow as well. Chris Buescher, kind of like Newman, I just don't see the Roush cars performing well. I don't really remember Buescher as being too great of a road course racer. For Ty Dillon's sake, he did win a stage at the Roval last year, so we'll have to see what he does. He's also on a lot better equipment than Germain Racing. He's running that 2311 number 23 car, debuting that team in that car. Remember, he's on the entry list. Bubba Wallace was not on the entry list for this year's Busch Clash. So they invited Ty Dillon to take that ride for him. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do. I wouldn't be surprised if he scores a top 10. Some people are saying that he could contend for a win. I doubt that, especially with the drivers that start ahead of him. And there's a lot better road course racing talent in this field than Ty Dillon. That is for sure. And it's the debut of a race for a new team. So I don't see them setting the world on fire necessarily. Kurt Busch, he's an underrated road course driver even in recent years, but he's starting towards the back of the field. Same for Kyle Busch. People are sleeping on Kyle Busch because he did not do good at the Daytona road course last season. But at the same time, too, he was running up towards the front. I know it was very early on, a couple laps into the race, and then he obviously had those tire issues, and he was coming back from that until it wasn't for, I believe, like a rotor blew out in his rear tire again later in the race. Outside of the flat spotting issue he had a couple laps in. So although he had terrible luck, and that was pretty much the 2020 season for Kyle Busch, I do expect him to compete for a top 10 tomorrow. Kevin Harvick did not run well at the Daytona road course, and that was all himself. He spun twice during the course of that race. He's starting at the back today. Harvick is very, very underwhelmed as a road course racer the last few seasons, so I don't see Harvick to run well. I expect him to finish outside the top 10. Martin Truex Jr. will be fun to watch coming from the back. He's one of those road course ringers as far as the normal Cup guys that are in this field that are starting at the back. Probably the best, honestly, of the drivers starting outside the top 10. So it'll be fun to see how he can get to the front. It's going to be really fun to watch him come to the front those first 15 laps. And who knows, maybe he gets a shot at guys like Denny Hamlin or Chase Elliott at the end of the race, who I would expect to be the favorites for tomorrow's race. We already touched on Austin Dillon. Ricky Stenhouse, I don't see him doing too well. He hasn't really been that great on the road courses. And Eric Almirola has been terrible on road courses, to be quite frank, since entering that 10 car and pretty much his whole career in the Cup Series. And he's starting dead last in the field, so I expect, honestly, Almirola to run. I expect, honestly, at least in segment 1, to see Austin Dillon and Eric Almirola and Stenhouse, the bottom 3, probably staying in the bottom 3. Maybe they can get track position on pit road or something. I don't know, but I don't see them getting top 15s at all, to be quite honest. So now my pick to win the race, pretty easy, honestly, with this one. I got Chase Elliott. If Chase Elliott would have started towards the back with this only being a 35-lap race, kind of like where Truex is starting, then I would have considered Chase Elliott to maybe not win and look at a guy like Bowman or Blaney on the front row. But honestly, Elliott, he's only starting 7th. With the way the initial start is, there's no choose cone. He'll be on the inside line. That'll be the preferred line going into turn 1. So, I mean, he can honestly be up to 5th place by the time they get into turns 2 and 3. So, from that point on, honestly, I could see him taking the lead by the end of segment 1. So, it'll be fun to watch it there. If his crew doesn't mess up the pit stop, honestly, I think it's Elliott's race to lose. So, I got Chase Elliott winning tomorrow night's Busch Clash. Comment down below your predictions on the Busch Clash, what you thought of my full analysis. I went through the entire field. I'm not going to do this every race, but because it's a shortened field and it's the first race of the season, I figured I'd touch on that. I did my research as I usually do. So I am very high on Chase Elliott winning tomorrow's race. He is my pick. We'll see if we can start the season 1-for-1, even though we're not counting this because it's a non-points race. Also, don't forget, I guess because this video is probably going to be out before the last one, I had an announcement that I'm going to make. Fantasy Live will be a full league for the channel, so it will be, I don't know what the title will be quite yet, but the link will be in the description before the start of qualifying. So remember to have your picks, because you do predict the pole sitter for the races that they do qualify on. That's worth 5 points if they're doing that again, like they have the last couple years. So make sure to join the league, because if you win, every week there's a chance to win. If you win for that week, you get to come on the predictions video yourself and give your predictions and try to do some research along the way on your predictions by the week. So we'll be starting that after the Daytona 500, so that will be the first eligibility for it. Not going into the 500, but whoever the top scorer is on the 500 can join. If I win, then we'll wait till next week, but there's always a chance to win. There's a 36 race season, and we might see some of you guys multiple times on the show throughout the course of the year, so it'll be a lot of fun. Thanks for everybody watching. Again, like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time.